Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan James. I'm a mindset coach that loves to focus on relationships. However, today we're going back to a foundational concept, which is how your subconscious mind works and why your beliefs are important. I'm not going to waste any time in this video. I have a very simple example that's going to illustrate this point and why changing your beliefs is a very, very important component to being able to maintain the things you want to create within your life. All right, so we're just going to take a second to understand what's actually going on up here. I'm going to be using my AirPods case as an example. Now we have two aspects to our mind. We have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. And our conscious mind is what we're using when we're awake. We can exhibit a fair level of control over the decisions that we're making and how we're showing up and how we're perceiving reality. But our subconscious mind is, for the most part, driving our decision-making models, the perceptions we're forming, how we're moving about our life, a lot of the biological processes within our body. And so understanding the difference between the two and how to get the two of them work together in unison is very, very important, in my opinion, to be able to create and sustain the things you want in your life. So imagine your conscious mind is like the size of a lemon. Okay, I know this is a little bit smaller than a lemon, and your subconscious mind is the size of a watermelon. So in our conscious mind, we can form desires. So let's say consciously, I want to begin to work out. I'm going to use a few examples in this video. So let's say consciously, I want to begin to work out, or I want to create a relationship, or I want to increase my income, whatever it may be. We're going to start off with the gym. Okay, so I consciously come into this awareness. I really want to create my desired physique. I'm going to get in the gym 5 days a week. You already know what you need to do in terms of eating, drinking, sleeping, taking care of your body. You already know what you consciously need to do. And typically what people struggle with when it comes to creating and sustaining the results in their life is they begin to manifest behaviors that don't allow for them to remain consistent. So we're going to explain why that may occur. So if you've noticed in a lot of my content, I've talked a lot about foundational experiences and how they shape our identity, the household that we grow up in, and how that impacts us. So let's say this person that is deciding with their conscious mind that they want to start working out, they come from a household where they were told they're never going to be able to achieve what they want. They got put down for their weight. They've been called lazy, that they don't complete what they put their mind to. And so now they have this subconscious identity that says, again, the things that I just listed. So on a conscious level, they're deciding to work out, they're deciding to get fit. And so let's say they go to the gym for a week. They do really good 5 days a week. They get the proper sleep, nutrition, everything is going well. But then the second or third week, they really start to fall off. They notice that they're procrastinating. They notice that they're starting to choose to eat different kinds of foods. They're just not able to sustain this conscious decision that they've made. Now, why would that occur? Okay, so as we're going about creating our conscious desires, our brain, our subconscious mind is paying attention to everything that we're doing. And if we have beliefs, subconscious beliefs and ways of identifying that are not congruent with that result, what begins to happen is as we begin to move in the direction of creating that thing, our brain starts to notice, oh, you're trying to work out, but your beliefs are that you don't achieve the things that you want, that you're lazy and you always give up. So as your subconscious mind is noticing that your conscious mind is moving towards this goal, as you get closer and closer and closer to actualizing that goal, you will begin to subconsciously manifest behaviors to inevitably prove your deeper beliefs true, which are the moments where somebody procrastinates, are the moment where somebody sleeps in, they miss their workout, they're too tired to show up. Essentially, we can make conscious decisions and choices, but in the actualization of those desires, if our subconscious mind, our belief system is not congruent with this conscious desire, you're going to find that you manifest a lot of behaviors, perceptions, and ways of operating that get in the way of sustaining that result. So that example was working out. Let's talk about relationships. Let's say foundationally, somebody didn't have their wants and needs met. They didn't receive enough attention. They have bad experiences with men or women, and they never got commitment. So they come into this conscious awareness, this conscious desire to get into a relationship. They want a relationship with a man or a woman. And so they are now deciding that, okay, I'm going to create this relationship. People start coming in and they find a guy or a girl that they really like. They start dating this person, and as the relationship starts to progress, if at a subconscious level their wants and needs being met is not normalized, they don't believe that they can create the commitment that they desire. Maybe they even have beliefs where they're attracted to unhealthy people. Okay. What happens is, as your subconscious mind observes this conscious mind moving in the direction of that goal, it's going to begin to manifest contradicting behaviors to ultimately prove those deeper beliefs true. Now, this can happen in a few ways. So let's say this person really struggles to believe that they can create commitment within their life. So as they are starting to get to know somebody, all of a sudden they get really worried. They get a whole bunch of intrusive thoughts and behaviors. Maybe this person isn't going to commit to me. Maybe they're not going to love me. They start really noticing things in their reality and assigning meaning to certain actions this person is doing that really don't reflect anything bad. So essentially, what their mind begins to do is sabotage this result to ultimately prove deeper down that belief that they don't receive commitment. Another thing that I brought up here is maybe they were raised around toxic men or women, and they also have this belief that they don't receive commitment. So they go out into their reality, they consciously decide they want a relationship, and subconsciously are drawn to toxic individuals that they entertain that inevitably aren't going to be able to give them commitment, which also proves that deeper belief true. The last example that I'm going to use here is career. And so again, our foundational experiences shape us. If we're raised in an environment where our wants and needs are not met, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lack of stability, and maybe you grow up around people that are very rude and just call you a loser all the time. As somebody makes the decision with their conscious mind that they want to create the career that they desire, on that journey, that conscious journey to creating that desired result, they may find that they inevitably start creating mistakes. They start slacking, procrastinating. They're not even able to start maybe a certification process or finalize the documents that they need for their business, or they're not even putting in applications. They're manifesting all of these behaviors, again, to prove these deeper subconscious beliefs true. So once you understand what is going on here, the goal is to get your conscious mind and your subconscious belief system congruent with the goals, the conscious desires, the things you want to experience in your life. This is why I have nighttime meditations on my channel, because when you're asleep, your conscious mind is relaxed, your subconscious mind is wide open. You can begin to program it differently. You can also do things like daily meditation. This is why I recommend people to do 5 to 10-minute meditations where they're visualizing statements in a loop. This is a form of self-hypnosis. You can also go to a licensed hypnotherapist where they put you through progressive states of relaxation to relax your subconscious mind and then put new suggestions or beliefs into your subconscious mind. Essentially, the point here when it comes to understanding how your subconscious mind works is you want to make sure that you are no longer holding on to previous experiences or beliefs that tell you you cannot create the things that you desire, or that you're attracted to unhealthy, unsustainable people, places, and things, chaos and instability. So that, again, one, we're making conscious desires that are healthy, and then two, we're behaviorally showing up in a way that allows for us to sustain those things within our life. The other component to this here is you also can attract things into your reality. So when you begin to really make these subconscious changes, your perception really begins to change, and you start to notice not only are you behaviorally showing up differently, but the people, places, and opportunities that you want to have within your life are also being drawn to you. This is why I say in a majority of my content, there's nobody to change but self, because once you get into an identity, a subconscious belief system that is congruent with your conscious desires, okay, which your belief system is general, you're going to be producing the natural thoughts, behaviors, and perceptions that allow for you to show up, respond, and sustain the results that you want in your life without a whole bunch of contradicting behaviors, intrusive thoughts, or fragmented focuses and perceptions that throw you off. So I hope you enjoyed this example. You took something away from this video. Again, when you're making belief changes, you also want to make sure you're doing nervous system regulation, just because our previous beliefs are held in place through experiences, memories, and emotions. So oftentimes, when you are changing your beliefs, what happens is you begin to release these suppressed emotions associated to those previous experiences. And so you really want to help your nervous system and your body normalize this new way of identifying and be able to release suppressed emotions in a safe way. I hope you gained something from today's video. I love you all so much. I'll see you later. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you are. Bye.